myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want.
Hey guys, Coach Dan here. I've been lifting for over 20 years. I hold a degree in exercise and sports science, and I've been coaching others for 10 plus years. On this channel, we're all about evidence-based muscle growth or hypertrophy training. In today's video, we're going to go through upper body workout number 3 for the week. I'm going to show you what I do, explain why I do it, and show you exactly how to execute so you can apply anything in this video to your own training. So, upper body workout number 3. This is week 2 of a new split where we've gone upper body, lower body for 6 days of the week, and it's going quite well. It's been pretty challenging. There's been some, things to consider. So, being that we've kind of changed from having 72 hours rest to 48 hours rest, now we have to consider, okay, maybe we can't get away with doing the same amount of work, but hopefully we accumulate either more or equal quality work over the course of the 3 sessions. So yeah, so far I think it's pretty well. I'm quite sore all the time. Like as an example, my glutes are sore from yesterday. Smashed those glutes on a really nice split squat machine. But yeah, all in all, it's going well. So as we go into this upper body workout, something that I noticed from last week with one of our exercise selections was that one of our pull down variations kind of is less of a lower lat movement and more of an upper lat movement as it kind of swings into us. So that was a Star Trek leverage pull down. So we're going to swap that out today for a prime single arm chest supported pull down. So that's what we're going to start the workout off with. We're going to tick off every box of the upper body essentially with kind of exercise selection designed to target each part. So stay tuned for that. I suppose something to consider is the amount of exercise I do. And the Coach Dan question of the day is going to be, are you someone who does a lot of exercise or are you more minimalist with your training? Do you choose just a few good exercises and go hard and do most of your volume there? Or do you choose multiple exercises? Comment down below what you do. So in this workout, we've got 9 different exercises. That's pretty chunky. So it's a lot of different exercise selection to get through. That takes time to switch from exercise to exercise and so on and so forth. So yeah, just something to consider. Are you someone who does that like me? Does multiple exercises per workout to target every part of your upper body or lower body or whatever it might be? Or you just choose a few and go hard at those? That's the Coach Dan question of the day. Comment down below. So we head to exercise number 1. Exercise number 1 is going to be a single arm pull down. Now the pull down, for me, this particular variation of pull down is targeting the lower lat. So that means a couple of things. That means I want to drive my arm down because the lower lat heads towards the pelvis basically. If we separate the lat into 2 components, the upper lat heads in towards your spine, so attaches to the front of your arm, wraps around and heads in towards your spine. So that will pull your arm in this direction because it's lined up to go like that. And then we have the iliac, or the version that's going more vertically or down towards your pelvis. And I suspect that that is going to be best trained like that. So we're going to do single arm pull down with the arm close to the body. This particular machine is a prime chest supported lat pull down machine. Yeah, that's what it's called. But you can see that I'm already over to the side. Now this is not me just sitting here talking to the camera. This is where I'm going to get to actually line up with the machine. So if I was to sit straight on with this machine, the arms come down away from the body. And you'll see that with one of the other movements we have later in the workout where I'm trying to train the upper back. But for this, we're trying to train the lat. So we want to keep the arm close to the body. And you'll see people kind of get over to the side of machines and stuff like that. This is why we're trying to line up with the pull of the lats versus being some other muscle groups in the upper back. All right, now with all that said, we reach up, we grab a handle, we line up with it, big stretch at the top, and we're pulling the arm down versus back. Stretch, down, stretch, down. So it's this, down, not back. As we start to pull back, we potentially start to use some of the other parts of the lats. All right, single arm pull down. Let's get jacked up lats. This is a solid workout, and by solid I mean pretty lengthy and it's got plenty to it. The big focus for me, I know during this workout last week, is to make sure I take it set at a time, put good intensity into each set, such that I'm not drifting or losing focus or anything like that. So that's going to be the goal today. One set at a time, focus in, smash that set out. Let's go.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah,
I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe.
so I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, heart full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you.
Okay, our lower lat exercise done with that prime single arm pull down. Feels good. Might take a little bit of practice getting used to the new setup. Ultimately that might be what the setup is, but you can adjust a lot of things on those prime machines. So you can go forward, back, up, down. The chest pad can go forward or back. So just getting the right kind of setup such that I can do what I'm trying to do, which is pull my arm down and not back and all that kind of stuff. So might take a little bit of practice, but do it for a couple of weeks. We'll get the handle. Lats feel it a lot. One of the things that I am feeling there with that is the rear delt. So the fact that it comes across the body, this is not uncommon for me. I feel that stretch in the rear delt, but I feel the lats as well. So we're not too concerned with that, but maybe it might be a simple tweak of kind of facing towards the handle versus kind of facing front on and the handle coming across. A small consideration. Now, we don't have to worry about setup for this because we kind of nailed it last week. But what I'm going to do is check my training archive and check in to see the weights that I lifted so I know I'm ready to go. So that makes life really easy. Boom, I check that. I know what I lifted. I might do 1 or 2 warm-up sets of a couple reps each just to feel the movement out. So this is a Nautilus Nitro Plus compound row. I think Nitro Plus is maybe their new line or something like that, but a Nautilus compound row. This is a pin-loaded variation. It is a sensational machine. That machine, beautiful. This machine, beautiful. These are a couple of bangers. Smooth. We can put it right where we want it. So I'm going to do it single arm with the same idea as the pull down, is that I can get into this position where I line it up directly with my lats. Nothing wrong with doing 2 at one time, but I just have always felt the single arm that little bit better. Same tips and cues apply, which is keeping the arm close to the body, but now instead of driving the arm down, we are driving it horizontally back, and you're almost squeezing it into your body because your lat is pulling your arm in this direction. So it's pulling it around towards the spine. So we're here, let it all stretch and lengthen up, pull it around. Straps as always, so I don't have to think about grip or have any focus on grip. 1 foot on here to avoid being pulled back. Over to the side, pull, lengthen out, pull. So you might see that from time to time. Maybe people who are somewhat high level will kind of lean to the side like that, and that's essentially what they're trying to do, is kind of line up such that the lat is the best muscle in position to train here and not sort of arm going away from the body using the upper back or anything like that. All right, Like I said, only maybe one more warm-up set and we shall be hitting it. Alright, next up, time for upper back training. Thick, juicy upper back training. So we're back on the chest supported pull down machine, and I know what you're thinking, why didn't you just set this up in order of events so you did the single arm pull down straight to this one? And you'd be right, I should have done that. But anyway, here we are. So chest supported pull down, we've gone from doing our single arm one on here, our single arm row there, lat dominant, arms close to the body. Now we're trying to make this upper back dominant up bias towards the upper back. So we're getting a chest support so we can roll the whole shoulder girdle essentially forward by using this and roll around it, stretch the upper back out. And this one, doing it both arms at one time makes sense because it diverges or goes away from one another. So if we want close for the lat training, the divergence allows us to get that upper back a little bit lined up with the resistance a little bit better. So arms away from the body, you don't have to kind of exaggerate, just kind of slightly going away. And I'm thinking on this one, I'm letting my shoulder, as this takes me up, I'm letting my shoulders sort of move up, use this chest pad, move up or elevate, and then down and back, and then squeezing nice and low down. That is that. So a quick little demonstration. We'll grab the handles. I got these dingle handles for no other reason than I started doing this exercise in this program with these handles and it felt pretty good, so we keep that. We grab those here, tuck under, get that chest support, let the shoulders rise up, drive the shoulders down and back. Rise up, down and back. So I like this angle. I would say my lower portion of my traps is weak and I don't feel them very well. So this downward angle might be good to kind of help with that. Now, if you don't have a movement like that, don't stress. We can do things like different pull down variations. If you don't have these grips, a pull down variation, so a standard cable pull down variation, where you take the arms slightly wider and you let the arms come away from the body. That would be a good replacement here. I'm gonna do this for 2 sets in the 8 to 15 rep range. For me, upper back training is something that I struggle with. So if I go too heavy, I just kind of start yanking on it. So to be able to have it moderate in weight, so I can really feel it, and maybe later down the track, I'll make it heavier. All right, let's get into it. Okay, next up, the classic chest supported T-bar row. All-time favorite upper back exercise for me. I've never really found anything better. Not too complex, these machines, but they feel sensational. This one is a particularly good one by Pre-Core, but there are lots of different good ones out there. Now, I am doing this 2 times a week at the moment, which is unusual for me. I kind of figure throughout the week, if you have options to change exercise selection, and you know, you may as well do that in some circumstances, as long as you have the exercise selection to use. So what I mean by that is, if you are using lots of different exercise selection, and then it's time to change your program, but you're using all your best exercises in that program, the next program is going to be potentially not as good. So if you have lots of variation options, use them. If you don't, you could do things like I'm going to do today, which is the same machine over again, or a different grip or a different rep range or something like that to change it slightly, or not change it at all. Again, it might not matter. You train hard enough and you do enough of that hard training, regardless whether it's this one or a chest supported row variation over there or whatever it might be, you should be good to go. Anyway, so on our other upper body day of the week, it's this handle, so whatever you want to call that, 90 degrees. This has a 45-degree handle, so that's going to be my choice for today. I started with that last week, again, just to mix it up a touch to see if that was worthwhile, and it felt good as well. If it didn't feel good, I'd consider doing the higher handle again and maybe at a higher rep range. But for now, this 45 feels good. We're here, we have proud chest, we let the shoulders come forward, but we don't necessarily let the back collapse. Now that back collapsing like that, what that will end up with is a lot of spinal flexion and extension. And again, not too much wrong with that, but then you might risk kind of feeling your erectors or some of the muscles that make your spine erect. So instead, we keep the chest proud, we let the shoulders move, and then we bring the shoulders back. So I'm a little bit less familiar with this grip, so it might just be a couple of tweaks to kind of find my correct setup position, and then we're hitting it. I would do this, for about 8 to 15 reps for me personally at the moment feels right, because anything too heavy with upper back training, and I can't really focus on feeling it. And again, the feeling is not the most important thing, but I am wanting to make sure I feel it, and then maybe I can bring that heavy stuff back in later when I have that really good sort of mind to muscle connection with the muscle group. That's just a method I'm trying at the moment. It might be worthwhile, it might be just pointless, but for me, so far it's worked really well. I think I've improved the last couple of months, so I'll continue with that strategy. All right, let's go. All right, quick one before I move on. So maybe between 4 to 6 months ago, I told myself I wasn't going to do too much storytelling because it takes up too much time. But I think this is valuable. About 4 months ago, 4 to 6 months, somewhere in that time frame, I was actually doing maybe 80 kilos on this. So 4 of these plates, 1, 2, 3, 4. But again, for me, the technique was just such that I was getting the shit done. Now with resetting the technique and focusing on doing it well, squeezing the shoulder blades and getting all that involved, I feel it more effectively. And that just kind of goes to show sometimes you can reset the weight and get it equally as effective with a lighter weight when doing it correctly sometimes. And potentially that's going to be lighter on your joints, lighter on your body, and less stressful to you overall, but more effective to your muscles. That's a positive thing. To the other side of that, could you just keep, smashing the heavy weights? Yeah, but potentially you're having to lift heavier weights to get the same outcome that lighter weights might. And if that is something you want to do, I suppose go for it. I would say ultimately they'll probably be equally effective, would be my guess. But this is less stressful on you. In my mind, if we're thinking about longevity and sustainability and all these other kind of key things, I would choose this strategy. I do choose this strategy. So reset the weight, make sure each set is as effective as possible. And then, who knows, maybe eventually I'll work back to 80. Maybe I never will. But at least I know I'm getting the most I can from each kg of stress that I'm putting on my body. Story time over. Okay, next up, the Star Trek leverage chest press. Very, very nice, this one. So it's got some sort of intricate leverage system where this arm's pulling on that arm and that arm's pulling on that arm, which goes above my pay grade as far as mechanics go. If anyone out there can figure that out for me and tell me what happens. So essentially this handle goes and attaches to this. This comes down and attaches to this, which attaches to this over here, and the weight's attached to this one. So this kind of, everything's attached to different things, and I can't figure out what that means for as far as difficulty or resistance curves of the machine goes. I just know that it feels good. Now, do you have to do the leverage chest press? No, I think there are many good chest press variations out there, and essentially you just want to take one that feels good to you and make it really hard. You could go dumbbell, you could go barbell, you could go cables, you could go, different chest press variations, you could go incline. The world is your oyster. So, I think the tips though, that kind of ring true from, is that the correct saying? They are consistent across them, are the technique tips, right? So, getting a good range of motion or a big stretch through your chest. Sometimes that doesn't, not every machine allows that, I understand. But if you can, the other thing that I've done before is put a yoga block behind my back, pushing my chest out to get that stretch. The other thing I do is make sure I'm always lined up with the machine. So if you think about if this machine kind of angles slightly out, if I had my hand in here like really close, it would kind of be like the machine's coming out here and I'm almost trying to tricep extension it like that. So lining things up such that you're pushing directly against where the machine is coming. So here, I've already know my setup because I did this last week. I've got my base level weights because I found them last week, and then we press out. Good control, big stretch, press out. So I've personally got my seat quite low because again, I don't necessarily want to be high and kind of pushing down to the lower pec like this. I want to more be pushing across like this, or if anything, slightly up, because that is my preference to work more towards the upper pec. All right, we got a little bit more weight to add, and we are progressing from last week, so let's do that now. Alright guys, I hope you're enjoying the upper body workout so far. If you are enjoying it, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like, share all the good stuff. And what you'll get from me as a subscriber is always improving. So that's a big thing I've always really valued, is getting better over the course of time. And that's how I approach my YouTube stuff as well. So hit subscribe, we'll be getting better as we go. Obviously in the gym getting better, but also the content improving over the course of time. So as we finish off our exercises for this upper body workout, I just wanted to kind of discuss my obsession with using different machines and getting really excited about machines. I just want to put it out there that it's not a massive issue or concern what kind of machines you have. I really like using new machines, and I really like learning and feeling and seeing what the different manufacturers are doing, but ultimately it doesn't really matter. What matters is that we are putting in good enough effort, we're doing enough of that good effort work, and we are getting better with that over time. So if you can't get all the equipment that I use, like I'll walk past, 20 different gyms to get to a gym that has one piece of equipment that I like, and that's something that's fun for me. And if that's fun for you, go for it. Check out this hardcore stuff. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Although I am always sort of going on about the equipment and using this equipment with the strength curve and the resistance curve and all this kind of setup, and I bang on about all these little things, ultimately they are not the main issues. The main issues are you trying hard enough? Are you doing enough of that hard trying? And have you been doing it over the course of a long period of time and trying to get better and continuing to progress? And when you're not finding progress, are you changing to pivot and get better on top of that? So keep that in mind. You don't have to find the fanciest equipment. I remember, little story here for you, the COVID era, I only had a bar and some weights in my garage and some adjustable dumbbells, and that actually was really good training. You can still train hard with that stuff, you can still go hard, and I still go close to failure, and that again is the most important stuff. Some downsides to not having equipment is if one piece of equipment doesn't really work very well for you, then that can often be, let's say you have an injury and it flares up an injury and you don't have a variation you can go to. That's where I see a potential issue with equipment. Alright, check out on screen, we're going the seated behind the back cable curl. I think this is a banger of an exercise. Again, what we're doing here is we're making it such that we're stretching the bicep out. So we're putting the arm behind the level of body, getting a big stretch, and also raising the cable up high enough to make it hard in that stretch position. So I think that's worthwhile double tapping on, and you set this one up, and again, it looks a little bit fancy and looks a little bit whatever, and you've got things like incline dumbbell curls that will do a good job for you, but this is a really, really good exercise, feels very effective, so definitely worth a try. So cable set up pretty high, about hand height when you're sat there. You could do this standing as well. Go on son, get there, push it. So definitely worth a try. Big stretch in the bicep, hard in that stretch position, and that's got some value, it would appear. So on this same piece of equipment, we're going to do our next exercise. Kicked this one up last week, which is a single arm, high to low, seated rear delt cable fly. What a mouthful. This seems like a pretty steep angle for a rear delt exercise, but if we think about the orientation of the rear delt, it is probably orientated best to go from slightly high to low, as where it attaches on the scapula and where it attaches on your arm, it should be good at pulling your arm in this direction. So this one, I've basically set it high. I started this last week, and I'm just taking my arm along the path of that cable arm. So I know we're going directly against the resistance. So you could do this standing as well. You could do it face away from the machine. I use the cuffs so I don't have to hold onto anything, and yeah, I started this last week and I'll probably do it for an indefinite period of time. Definitely worth a go. There we go, he's gonna get there. Ooh, that's hard. Yeah, really, really steep angle. I would have expected this to not feel very effective and probably be too steep, but it actually feels like it kind of targets and isolates the rear delt the best. Like nothing else feels like it can get in the game. No traps, no lats, no nothing. Alright, that wraps us up, guys. Remember to do the subscribe, the like, all the good stuff. And as always, it's about progress over perfection. Coach Dan, signing off.